accused killer of the 4 University of Idaho students have a deadly obsession with one of the victims? A new book claims 21-year-old senior Madison Mogan was the real target of suspect Bryan Kohberger.
And Maddie became, I believe, an obsession for him.
Chilling revelations about the murders are detailed in When the Night Comes Falling by former New York Times reporter Howard Bloom. You believe that this was a targeted killing. Why do you say that?
He enters the house through the kitchen door. If he was just on a killing spree, he could have gone into any of the 2 bedrooms on the 2nd floor, and he would have found victims there. But instead, he goes up to the 3rd floor into Maddie's bedroom.
He believes Kohberger first saw Maddie at the Mad Greek restaurant off campus.
She worked as a waitress there. I don't think they even needed to have a conversation for him, the way his mind worked, to become obsessed with this.
Maddie and her friends posted these videos on TikTok, although it's not known if Kohberger watched them. But it's believed that he staked out the house where the girls held lively parties.
I assume noise.
You might have seen Kohberger in his car, peering at these festivities, peering at this exuberance, and seeing all that he was cut off from, all that would never be part of his life.
According to Bloom, after Maddie was stabbed to death, her friend Kaylee Gonsalves, who was sleeping in the same room, woke up and tried to flee but was cornered. As the killer moved to the 2nd floor, he was confronted by the 3rd victim, 20-year-old Ethan Chapin. He then killed Ethan's sobbing girlfriend, Xana Kernodle. One mysterious aspect about the tragedy involves the 2 young roommates who were living in the house but were left unharmed, yet for some reason they did not call police for 8 hours. According to the book, the 2 surviving roommates were actually texting during and after the murders. Roommate Dylan Mortensen even saw the killer when she opened her door to see what was going on.
She's frozen in shock. Her inability to even scream is what saves her life.
Long before cops charged Bryan Kohberger with the murders of 4 University of Idaho students, his own family feared he was the killer.
The facts are there. It doesn't take too much genius to start having suspicions.
Author Howard Bloom says in his new book, When the Night Comes Falling, that Kohberger's sister became convinced he was the killer after police launched a nationwide search for a white Elantra like his.
You know they're looking for a white car. You know your brother lives 10 miles away from the house where 4 people were killed. You know your brother has had psychological problems. You have to connect all the dots.
The book claims that Kohberger's sister confronted their father with her worst fears. She believed that Bryan was behind the murders that the whole country was fixated on. But her father turned his back and walked away. But Michael Kohberger also became suspicious, especially when on a 2,500-mile drive across country with his son, cops pulled them over twice.
So you're coming from Washington State University?
Looks like you're driving for hours.
He thinks this is it, and he begins to fear, as it was explained to me, what will be waiting for his son and his family at the other end of America when they finally make this trip home.
15 days later, SWAT teams raided the family home in Pennsylvania.
They found Kohberger at about 2 in the morning sitting in the kitchen, and what he was doing, he was sorting through his own personal garbage, putting it into plastic bags that he could put someplace else, so with the belief that the police could never get his DNA, perhaps they couldn't track him down.
Today, Kohberger appears hollow-eyed and gaunt. Hard to believe he once weighed over 300 pounds.
He loses 130 pounds approximately in high school. Then he builds his body up. He has his stomach tuck surgery. He has dreams of becoming a player.
But he remained a loner with demons that prosecutors say drove him to kill 4 innocent young people.